Well, this ship's a thing now. And what could this possibly mean about Darth Revan and HK-47? Let's talk about this. So here we are, Ebon Hawk is coming. We all know it is Revan's ship, but as a surprise, there is no Revan being required as a pilot for this, which, makes sense because he's a legendary character, or he's a journey character, so, that would seem kind of odd requiring a journey character for a ship like this. Instead, we have Karth and T3M4 as the pilots for this ship, and we'll just go ahead and go through the kit. So the special ability tied to Karth is called Potent Pilot, 3-turn cooldown, deal physical damage to the target enemy, dispel all buffs on them, and it deals 20% more damage for each active ally with Chaff, and can't be evaded by Sith enemies, so some anti-Sith synergy going on there, that's interesting. We'll talk about that later. And the Chaff ability is immune to target locks, so this seems like a Darth Vader counter, so that you can't get the guaranteed target locks from Darth Vader anymore, and you also Darth Vader can't evade this attack either. That's interesting. You also maybe some anti-Palpatine shuttle stuff too. But moving on to T3M4, Scramble Scanners, 3-turn cooldown, deals physical damage to the target enemy and inflicts buff immunity for 2 turns, dispel target lock from all allies, and grant them Chaff for 2 turns, again Chaff with the immunity to target lock. This attack gains 20% crit chance for each other cargo ship ally. Alright, so we're getting some kind of cargo ship synergy here going on. The basic ability, heavy laser turrets, deal physical damage to the target enemy, and then attack again. Grant another buffed ally 15% turn meter for each attack. Alright, so you'll pretty much use the Chaff from Karth and T3's abilities, and then you can use that basic to then, whether he's called to assist or anything like that, he can give them bonus turn meter. And then here you have the unique critical cargo. The Ebon Hawk gains foresight for 1 turn each time it is critically hit, 15% bonus defense for each other ally, doubled for cargo ship allies, and all allies have 20% potency, and the Ebon Hawk gains 30% turn meter each time it scores a critical hit. Okay, so I'm starting to see a pattern here. We're getting some cargo ship things going on here, and also this whole anti-Sith synergy, and then his reinforcement special delivery, dispel target lock from all allies, and grant them Chaff for 2 turns. A lot more Chaff. There's a lot of Chaff going on with this ship overall. Dispel all buffs on all enemies and inflict evasion down on them for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. So you can still resist the evasion down, but what this pretty much means is that you could actually use this as a sort of anti-Millennium Falcon ship, because of the constant target lock between Han and the calling and assist and everything. Han can also then, Han can pretty much put those target locks all over your team, but I'm noticing that anywhere with Chaff, it doesn't say that Chaff can't be dispelled. So it's kind of a give and take synergy with the Millennium Falcon there, where you can make your ships immune to target lock, but as soon as Millennium Falcon attacks them, the Millennium Falcon can dispel that Chaff and then apply target lock. So there's some kind of give and take there, and there's some anti-Sith synergy. And I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the obvious one, the cargo ships. There's 8 cargo ships now, and there's no real need for the cargo ships at this point. I mean, you have the contraband cargo event, but that's already stupid easy with both Houndstooth and Han's Millennium Falcon, so there's nothing there. But then you go down to Old Republic ships, and it's only the Ebon Hawk. So the question is, what exactly is the point of the Ebon Hawk? And we're going to talk about a rumor that popped up recently about Darth Malak and Sith ships. We'll get to that in a moment. But really, at the end of the day, there's not a lot going on there. And you go and look at the Sith ships, and I mean, you have the Emperor Shuttle, the TIE Advanced Scimitar Sith Fighter, and the B-28 Extinction Class Fighter. There's a Sith fleet that's sort of forming here, but at the same time, it's kind of weird seeing this whole, basically the Ebon Hawk's kit looks like it's a direct counter to Darth Vader, because Darth Vader can always apply those target locks, and you are now immune to those target locks, so he can't apply target locks. So there's something weird here. Maybe we need to see the final stats on this ship to really get an idea of what we're looking for. But right now, I don't see any need to really wail out on the ship. There is some speculation that maybe the ship's going to be needed for the Darth Revan event, and that does seem sort of intriguing, but at the same time, Revan should be coming out here soon, and I mean, if they make this a requirement for him, that'd have to be 7 stars for a journey. That seems incredibly, horrifically pay to play, and I don't think they're going to do that, but I can see why people would think that the Ebon Hawk would be needed for the Darth Revan event, because obviously the Ebon Hawk is Revan's ship, so you do have that possibility, but I'm not really buying into it. It does seem like an intriguing possibility. And sorry, one other thing I forgot to mention real quick, I have not received this in-game mail yet, I just got the update, but I didn't get this letter with it. It looks like the Ebon Hawk is going to be farmed through some kind of event, just like with the Emperor's Shuttle, where you're going to have those fleet battles that give you the bonus shards for a limited time. That looks like how we're originally going to get shards for the Ebon Hawk, but we don't know where or how he's going to be farmable after that. So, you know, it's all stuff that we'll see in the future, but for now, get ready. Coming in just a few days, because right now it is the 6th, so starting Friday, oh dear, let's zoom back out. Starting Friday, we will be able to start farming the Ebon Hawk blueprints from those fleet battles, so do keep that in mind. Now, Ebon Hawk, we've seen that. We also need to talk about what's going on with the Darth Revan event and the HK-47 rework, because that one seems to be lagging behind a little bit. And, you know, people are starting to ask, where exactly is this event and what's taking so long? So let's talk about that. Now, some of you may or may not have seen this already, and apologies, it's really blurry, and this is the best one I could find. Whoever took this screenshot needs to do a better job of doing it. I mean, do you even screenshot, bro? I mean, this is pretty bad. What this says is, at everyone, we've been played. The Darth Revan is not coming next, is Darth Malak. The Gamorrean Revan is the right one, however, just like Jedi Knight Revan, they're not happy with his kit yet to make him a viable meta counter, so they're going to push out Malak around the 21st. This isn't a hero's journey, but a legendary with a twist. We'll recover 5 5-star Sith ships to unlock at 5 stars with return of the Emperor's Shuttle Chase event during this time. He does not come with a ship yet, but Malak will be present in the event, commanding the Leviathan as you face against the Ebon Hawk and some Old Republic fighters. No news on his abilities, but I expect he will be required for a Darth Revan unlock. Now, obviously this is no longer going to work because the Ebon Hawk is coming as an event here in just a few days, so that automatically shoots this down, and also requiring 5 5-star try to say this 5 times fast, 5 5-star Sith ships to unlock at 5 stars. I don't really see that being used for a legendary character. You're always going to use characters for a character, and just like with Thrawn and the Chimera, you use ships with emphasis on the Phoenix and especially Rebel ships to unlock the Chimera. So I didn't really believe this from the beginning, but there was some appeal here, and that goes back to the fact the event calendar, the way it is portrayed right now, if you look at it, the legendary events that we have going on right now, it doesn't really get to a blank spot until we get to the 21st of March. So right now, we have legendaries for Thrawn with the Arts of War and Chimera from 314 to 320, and then we also have the Contact Protocol, which I believe is a C-3PO from 37 to 313. So that means for the next 2 weeks, we will have 2 legendary events already, which means if we're going to be seeing Darth Kevin and his HK-47 rework, Kevin's event will probably not be coming to the 21st, which seems like a very long time, because if you remember, Karth and Honey Juju just went free-to-play last week, and we usually see these... Sorry, let me get back to the characters here. Ooh, what was that bundle? What did we get here? Sorry, I got distracted. I got completely distracted. What is it? Okay, the mod salvage packs are back. Good. There's a lot of whales wondering where the heck these mod salvage packs were. So, Karth and Honey Juju, or Jumanji, however you want to call her, they just went free to play last week, and we usually get a 2-week window to panic farm these characters before these events come out. You may remember Jedi Revan, we had 2 weeks after the last characters went free to play to get them up and ready to go for the Jedi Revan event. There was a huge community uproar over it, which, you know, was very understandable. It was a very, very heavy pay-to-play event, and I think CG has learned from that a little bit, because this means that the 21st is about 3 weeks out from when Karth and Juhani went free to play, which means they're extending the time out, which then means you have more time to farm them. So I think with the characters being spread out a little bit more, getting some more time to farm them all, this means that you are going to have a bit more of a forgiving window. So you pretty much have a month from when Juhani and Karth went free to play to the end of when we will probably see the Darth Revan event end. So that's a pretty big farming window. It's a lot more friendly for your free-to-play people. I know some people are still not going to be happy about that, but you have to understand CG needs to make money for this game, and are you pretty much going to have a legendary or a journey event like Darth Revan, you got to have it be at least somewhat pay-to-play. So you are going to have that, and I think we're going to see that here at the end. And I think this is all coming back to where in God's name is Darth Revan, and can we just get an end to this Jedi Knight Revan meta? We've talked about this already, and how this stagnant meta made us, really tricked us into believing that General Grievous was going to be like the answer in the new meta. And, you know, we are now putting all of our hope on Revan or Malak or whoever's coming, and so we do have all that coming. But the question is, when's it going to get here? We're very, very impatient. You have people who are just sitting here ready to go, like myself. You have other people who are like, hold on, you need to give me some time because I need to get these characters up and ready. I mean, HK47, we know his rework's coming at this point. That was pretty much shown in the leak screenshot. So we know his rework is coming. This means at this point, we are pretty much just waiting for Darth Revan and the HK47 rework to finally get here, or maybe it's the Gamorrean God rework that we've been finally waiting for that rework for so long. So there's a bit of speculation, got a kit reveal for Ebon Hawk, and, you know, just kind of want to talk about why people are getting so antsy about the Revan event, and why we're getting all these new interesting screenshots and leaks and everything, supposed rumors. So I think it's safe to say we will not be seeing a Malak event require Sith ships to unlock, because you're going to have the Ebon Hawk by then, and there's really no reason for that event. So I think it's safe to say we do not need to panic farm Sith ships, need to shoot that rumor down. People have been asking me about that anyways. I've gotten several PMs in that over the past week asking, hey, do you know if this is true? Is this legit? And my reaction was always, I don't really see this happening. It doesn't really make any sense. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you all think down in the comments. Do you guys think Ebon Hawk is going to be needed for something? What are your future plans with Ebon Hawk? Do you see any use with him somewhere? And we also, just how ready are you to see the end of the Jedi Revan meta? But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. A big shout out to all my patrons for their donations. Appreciate you guys. And as always, I will talk to you all later.